everyone, welcome to the channel for new battle report. We are on the quarter-final of the French solo tournament on Warhall. I was paired against Xavier, who is obviously teammate of mine, so really interesting to face his Vermin form again. We played a couple of battle reports ago, so we know each other already. I'm actually playing the same list. It's the same list for all tournament, same list than the game that we played together, and it has something slightly different. He has 4 blocks of legendaries, 2 times ambush possibilities. Then you have the classic like cannon, the double scorches, and then good magic. So yeah, flamethrower. It's all the classic stuff. What is a bit special in his list is he was trying out the Vermin brute, which were a bit special, and the rest I would say is pretty classic. We are playing second target on frontline clash, and as you can see, the map is really nice for him because you have one piece of terrain where you can ambush here and the second one here, and that's exactly where the primary is going to be. So that's obviously a very good role for the map for him, which is something that could be very on the balance, could be very different. There are some maps you can check, some maps where you have no piece of terrain at all, some maps you have one, and then this one you have 2, which is obviously a good role for him. Secondary objective, I have slayed the beast. I need to kill his BSB and or mage, which is not going to be easy because they are going to be in a bunker and well protected. And he got enslave and ransom, and below you have the spell selection. I would say classic Vermin Swarm list with ambushing option and very good range damage. I have the pressure advantage on the primary, generally speaking, but here the map is completely changing this and gives really good opportunities of ambushing for Vermin Swarm, especially if you play seconds. Secondary, hard to catch the main unit for him and to destroy it, so it's not going to be easy. And for him it depends a lot the way the game goes. I want a game under control where I can apply pressure to get board control, create maybe good combat setup for later, but I don't need to rush too soon. I know that the combat against this big block are risky. Despite the fact that I have a high volume of attack that could cause him trouble, they are still risky combat. And for Vermin Swarm, I think it's to create chaos and try to open up the game, and obviously to use range damage. So he will try to go for volatile approach here in a solo tournament, to try to open up and make it winnable for him. And generally speaking, for me, it's more about control and trying to focus on the primary. I can get some range damage in return, but I get to focus on the primary and maybe set up to get some unit in the close combat. I felt probably better for me to counter deploy and play second. Why? I know that it's good for him to play second on the map and try to ambush second, so it's obviously very strong. But at the same time, I want to know where he goes to adapt my deployment and put as little as possible, but as much as needed, on the second secure target, and the rest facing his battle line to really get an advantage here on the primary. Yeah, I felt it could be very open volatile, which is going to be the case here in this battle report, or very drawish and closed, depending on the approach of both players. Here we're playing a solo, both need the win to qualify, so obviously it's in his advantage to try to open the game and create something more volatile. Deployment wise, so he won the roll. I didn't want to drop for first, so I just dropped a single unit of Triton here in the middle, and then he dropped everything for first turn. He put a unit that can ambush on the left, and the rest of his deployment you see on the right. And my counter deployment, I did what I told you, so Yetis and Banner of Courage Tusker on the left for this secure target together with Bruiser as support, and all the rest on the right flank to try to box him, corner him in this part of the map, and wait for opportunities basically. So that's the way we deployed. Let's move on to, and obviously by dropping he made me start, which is not a big problem here because I was able to adapt to the whole deployment and get the first turn. I don't have much range damage, but I can still get some board control, so it's not that bad. But I see here his will to play second, to take advantage from those very good ambushing opportunities here. So my one, I push hard towards him. A magic phase gets Cage of Ember on the left. Rats, I want to block them. You see I have here flank phase, trying to push him. With the cage I want to block him on the ground. Pyroflow got Dispel Fireball on the cannon. Managed to do here 3 wounds, which is a good start. And then crossbow, they all hit on 5+, and I managed to kill 9 rats. So with the deployment, we checked he was just behind, not able to use the protection of the wall. I think that was done on purpose with the design that you cannot deploy and directly taking advantage from the cover. So I didn't suffer from cover, and I was able to get 9 wounds on those rats with 3 crossbow hitting on 5 up, which is very good start. But yeah, that's a very nice start for me. To be able to reduce those blocks is obviously key. His turn 1, he suffered 4 from the cage and turn around facing my Yetis. The rest of the battle lines moving a little bit to get in shooting range. Is going to target heavily my block of tribesmen. He gets hereditary 3 wounds, smite the unbeliever 1 wound, flamethrower 6 wounds, cannon 3 wounds, cannon 2 wounds. So he did a total of 12, 14, 15, 18 wounds on the tribesmen, which are obviously less of a threat now. So yeah, you see the impact of his range damage. I mean, it's just amazing. When everything hits correctly, it can do wonders. My turn 2, I push hard on the left to force him to ambush. One mistake I did was pushing that unit here. I think I should have stayed positioned like that, because this is going to annoy me when I'm trying to create like a reception committee for his ambushing unit. So this unit will be forced to ambush basically. I only gave him a 6 charge here, which is not going to take obviously. Here I'm able to push out of line of sight to create chaffing option later, and the rest just in position. Happy, I forgot to mention that my Frost Mammoth is out of both cannon, so I was quite happy to be out. And you see he suffered also some wounds on his right cannon with some malfunction. Magic Phase, 2 dice against 2 fireball got dispel on the cannon. Then I got the Pyro Flow, and I managed to kill 6 rat. Shooting this time, nothing hits. His turn, he ambushed the unit on the left, moves around, shuffles around his unit. He gets smite on tribesmen, does nothing. Hereditary 3 wounds, Rain of Fire got dispel, 4 dice against 6. And then he got a very nice and lucky shot on those canister against them. He managed to do 3 wounds, so that's 4 hit on 5+. Managed to do 3 wounds. It's a check for me, panic check on 5 no reroll, 8 no reroll, sorry. And I failed that, which means this unit is shaken. And that's going to cause me huge trouble, because I wanted this unit to be able to be active and then allow me to try to create some opening. But here there is nothing I can really do with the unit. I'm shaken, and I'm going to most likely need to flee next turn, so that's not good news for me at all. And then the flamethrower didn't do that much, so this time it was much more quiet. He's also hitting less, and one of the flamethrower is out of the table. My turn, so I took some time here on the left to figure out how to be able to secure a double combo charge. So he cannot ambush here, and no matter where he goes here, I'm going to be able to see him and to contact him with the 2 units, Yetis and Tusker, so that's the idea. Bruiser needed to move out of the way, like I said. I think they could have been somewhere here, a bit more behind and just zoning. No need to put them in the middle, and I just need to march them out of the ring to give myself mobility charging options, because they would just be annoying in the middle. So yeah, could have done better here. Push on the left, I'm able to get the Tusker, this unit of Tusker and the Frosty out of the cannon on the right, and I'm going to try to target with the magic the second cannon. Want to take them out, they are doing good damage until now. Magic Phase, get Pyro Flow, kill a couple of rats. I failed late on the phase, I think he dispelled the Flaming Sword, the Fireball, and late I failed on 2 dice the Clouding Sight on his mage, which would have been obviously nice for me. Crossbow do nothing again. His turn 3, he ambush south, as you can see. What else? Yeah, he gets the... I managed to rally last turn, and here I fled. I made sure that I could flee until 11, and I wouldn't push, I wouldn't jump above my Tusker and chaff them, so that was fine. The problem is I made this low flee, only a 5, and he catch me on a 5+, and that's huge opportunity for him to jump. So that's a new mechanic, I would say, from version 3.0, the fact that if you flee, you get caught, you can then overrun again. So this creates some jumping opportunities that didn't exist in version 2.0 basically. So he has the option to overrun on a 9 in the back of my Tusker, which would be horrible news for me. So, and still, I would mean, even if he fails that overrun, it was just able here due to this jump to reposition his brute in the zone to support this unit that was alone against 2 charging target next turn. So yeah, that's bad news here for me. He pushed on the right to try to play for the primary and prepare multiple counter charge. We'll see how I deal with that. Get rain of fire on my Tusker, I guess. Managed to do 5 wounds. He do some more wounds. 2 on the Frosty, like 4 on the Tribesman. Canister, 5 wounds on the Mercs. Some amazing damage again. 3 wounds with the Tusker on the cannon, I think. And then he didn't manage, he killed my Tribesman on the left, didn't manage the overrun on the 9, so at least that's that. But it's not going that well until now, and it's just doing tons of damage with the range damage. And I don't have so good way to engage, but I'm seeing some opportunities here. So on my turn 4, what I'm going to do, I see some options here. So first, the Tusker are heavily reduced, and I need to get rid of the unit on the hill, so they are going to go in no matter what. Should do ton of damage. And then I see the option of sending the Frost. First of all, it's going to be a turret check. Second of all, I can position the Frost here, who can overrun into that. And this allows me to tempt the charge here also, which was a 5. To strike before, also do ton of damage. Thinking there could be some options, I can prepare them, then some counter charge unit for next turn. Here he wouldn't see past the Frost, and then the Tusker could also overrun to his backline. So I'm thinking I could be blocking a whole lot of unit and getting some option to go for his backline. Obviously I'm going to suffer some damage, but that could work. And if I fail charge the Merc Vet, obviously he can then charge my Frosty. But then again, I should be able to charge with multiple units into that combat. Yeah, that's going to be trading pieces. Not so optimal, but I mean, don't see here better option than that. So I'm trying that. What happened is he failed the turret check and flees. So my Frosty failed charge. I get the Tusker in, was like a 4 Swift. I have a small overrun into his flank, which is obviously, again, very bad news this time for him. I double charge on the left flank. And what else? Reposition the Bruiser. And then reposition also the Tribesman. So, yeah, that's now a good news for me, because those Tuskers should be able to overrun to the flank of the bunker. And nothing can see me. Nothing can counter charge. So, I'm all good set up. I set up 2 units here to counter charge in case he would charge the first Mammoth, which is dicey combat. But I'm feeling here alright. So, right now the feeling is quite good. I made some small calculation. I should be winning on the left if he breaks. Obviously he can charge me with the brutes. I have also some flea pass. I'm close here to get the primary on the left and on the right, so I should be 1 up on the primary. So I'm seeing here some good options for me, and depends a lot what happens on the left. I need to kill the captain and then see what the brutes do, but I'm seeing here the wind starting to turn, to shift, so we will see. Magic Face, he dispelled a fireball on the cannon. Obviously I wanted to get rid of the cannon because they can shoot in the combat and kill some Tusker. In exchange for that I get Dragon Roar on the Tusker. And then close combat I managed to make my overrun on the 5. And the left combat, so that's my odds. I put a lot of attack on the captain. I didn't manage to kill him, which is key, because if I kill the captain, at the best he can get is a check on the 6, no reroll. Here he gets the reroll and the general as well, so it's like 8 rollable. Very complicated for me. So I remember putting 2 Yetis, the Beast of the Tusker, and then the Strength 6 from the guy on top, what was also needed, but with all of that I managed only to do 2 wounds, which as you can see can happen. It's 20% chance that it happens. And then with the rest of my attack I don't do that much. He rolled quite good, and at the end, instead of winning, so on the static I have a charge, a rank and a banner, where he has a banner, 4 ranks, so charge, rank and a banner. He has basically 2 more than me, I think, on the static. And you see with the wounds, life is cheap, so you can reduce on average 11 to 8. So on average, I should still be winning. I mean, 11 plus the guy dead, I should be winning, the guy should be dead, it should be a check, which would be hard. But in that case, he roll high, I roll low, and I managed to lose by 1, and I break with both. So yeah, that's very bad news. So I just lost here the whole left flank. Here we made a mistake. Someone told us on the chat that I was actually allowed to flee. So he charged me with the brute. I fled here with the Tusker, and he catch me with the little block. The brute failed on unruly. The redirect check. Here we are on combat. He went out of the board with the second unit. He made the charge, was an easy one, like a 3+, and that's it. Magic Face. He got -1 to wound on my Frost Mammoth with a high roll. Couldn't get out. I made then Hereditary on my Tusker, did nothing. I dispelled the ward save. The cannon did 1 wound to my Tusker, and that's it. So could have been worse, definitely. The canister launcher continued to high roll on the Merc Vets, 4 wounds. And then what happened in the close combat? So on the bunker, I do ton of damage, obviously. He stick on 6 rerollable and managed to reform, so he's still there. Not so easy for me. And on the right combat, I managed to do 2 wounds. He managed to do 1 wound, which is on average correct. He got a charge and 2 ranks. I got a rank, so I lose by 1. It's a shaky 7, and as you can see, my BSB is not well positioned and he's too far. And actually, it's a 7 non-rollable. I fail. I flee 11, which is out of the board, and if he pursue out of my line of sight, and that's also a very bad news for me. So yeah, here key mistake, should have been in range and allow me to get the reroll. So yeah, I didn't expect that at all. So the situation is now looking really bad for me because I lost right flank, lost some key unit on the right flank, lost the left flank definitely. So he's going to be able to score that. I'm just saving points. I get the charge here on the 4. Those guys attempt, I think, on the 6, fail, and I reposition the Merc Vets. Magic Face got Rod of Battle, Dragon Row, and he auto break. I catch him, but this turn he's able to, you will see, ambush with his unit and score the right one and the left one. So it's going to be 1-1 tied because I got on turn 4, we tied on turn 3, and now he's going to win on this one. So we are going to be 1-1, and on the last turn is going to be have obviously an advantage here. So nothing I can really do here. Yeah, you see he's repositioning, he's basically chaffing those guys, cannot move out of arc, completely block here. Well done. Flamethrower, he do some damage, kill the Tusker with the cannon that rolled really good all game long. My 6, I charge into the brutes, going to kill them. My guys cannot escape here, so just stand in front. The mage is not allowed to move out because he's attached. Yeah, I save what I can, and then that's more or less it. And Xavier was able to win it 15-5 and to win the primary, obviously, on the last turn, makes it a 2-1 in his favor. Post-game analysis, yeah, I think as expected, the Vermin Swarm list was really strong on this map and primary. It was a great map for him. I think it was maybe the key role for him was actually the choice of the map. I think he was really huge in this battle. He made some opening attempt, you see on the left, creating some problems for me, and it turned this way, I would say. You see on the primary, and I think on the game overall, what cost me the game are the 2 key combat which I lost, and I think that cost me the game. I think if I stick on the Frost on the right and then counter charge, I mean then he cannot ambush anymore so safely, because I would have Frost Mammoth plus 2 units of Ogre plus a little unit in the back, so that would probably be too much for a single unit of rats to ambush. So I don't think he could have really used that trick to ambush on the turn 5 if I win on the right flank. Losing the left flank was unlikely. He could have stick on 6, obviously. So I mean there was a world where he stick and then counter charge, so that's no big deal. But yeah, it's 2 key combat which were dicey, and I lost both, which were a key for the game and just cost me primary and the game. Turn 4, yeah, the opening on the right with the terror check failed. We both got this surprise of a flee move and then catch and overrun, which is definitely new opportunities created on the version 3.0. Like I said, surprise on the combat on the left, and I think here for me the main regret is not to have put the BSB in range of dicey and key combat on the right. I was a bit too, I didn't pay attention enough here on the right and should have put the BSB in range. So I would say here that's my main regret. And then, yeah, it's hard to say if my attempt on the right, if he would have stick on the terror, what would have happened. I think it was very open. It's not so easy to open those big block of rats under Zeal. You see, it depends a lot if I strike first or not, what happens. So I think here, yeah, it's very dicey and open and not so easy. And can go both ways, really. We saw on the left, as always, when you go in combat, you don't know what can happen. Guys, that's all. So this tournament for me finishes in the quarterfinal. Honestly, it's good also for me to get a bit less tournament game at the moment, because I still have 3 other tournaments I'm attending to parallel, so that's a lot of games. So it's not that bad of a news. And congrats to Xavier for beating me. He also won the semi-final, going to play the final, which is going to be, I think, live streamed somewhere, and maybe the live stream is going to be, I think, available on replay on Blackwood, the YouTube channel, in case you're interested. Guys, thanks a lot for watching, and goodbye.